her here, you're in a driving position. If you needed to bring your nose to her, pull your hand to this hip, your right hand to your right hip, until that rope brings her nose a little bit towards you. So shorten your rope. A little more. There you go. That brings her nose to you while you're driving. Now, give her some slack as a reward and say thank you. Now, if you needed to move her hip out of the way, first turn your belly button towards her hip. Good. Now, raise your right hand towards her hip. Now, take one step in that direction. Just one. Good, but not straight in. So take the step back. Stake it. Yes. Now, shorten that line and give her a little bump. No, don't do anything else. Just shorten the line and do the bump. So you went ahead and added an extra layer. So let's do it again. Take one step backwards just so we're in a better position. Take one step away from her to increase the space. That's it. Good. Now let's turn your belly button to her hip first. Good. Then lift your hand. Now take a step to your left so you're going around. Now give one bump, just one step. No, no, no. One bump with your right hand. This, good. And come right on around the hip towards me in a big arc. Arc out. That's it. Now bump that rope once. Good. Good. Now back her up. So the reason I don't want you to take that tail of that rope in your left hand and flick it at her hip is because that is like kicking. That would emulate another horse kicking at her. And that would only add to her desire to want to kick you. So you're better off bringing that rope across your body, being out and arced, and using the lead rope at the head to bump the hip over. Does that make sense?
Okay, let me do that again.
Yeah. So twirl and send her nose out. Nope. Go ahead and just send her nose out a little. Walk towards the nose and send it. Twirl with your left hand. Twirl. 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 Yeah, step towards that nose. Step towards that nose. That's enough. That's a little too abrupt. Now twirl and push her nose out by twirling your left hand. That's better. Great. Okay? So now your belly button is kind of going where you want to go. Now take your belly button towards her hip first. Now, no, put that hand down. Yes, that's it. Now bump that while walking out and around the tail. There, see that hip swing away? Stand still. Stand still. Yes. So that at least gets that hip moving the right way. Okay, just turn and just send her around you a little. Good, stay still. Twirl at the nose, like take your nose out. Good. Now belly button towards the hip. Twist around, belly button towards the tail. Now lift up that line. There, do you see how that gets that hip swinging? A little bit more, you know, now you've got a greater distance between you and the hip. So if you wanted to cause her to move her hip, you would actually track towards me and walk in an arcing circle. Now bump that rope. There, see how that hip moves around? Great, that's enough. See how that causes, you didn't need all the flicking of the rope. You're better off just raising your hand up towards the hip. So go in there and rub on her just a minute. Tell her she did good.